Of our Golden Charcha. EIRC initiative Golden Charcha and energetic webinar series by EIRC FIC on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's speaker is MOUSHIKHA SARKAR. Topic is from compliance CA to strategic finance partner, the next evolution. I request Vishnu Tulsianji to say a few words for today's program.
Thank you, Chimpu, for giving me the opportunity to speak something before all of you. Virtually, आप सबों को बहुत बहुत नमस्कार प्रणाम. And thank you, Mosika madam, who consented to be here. And as you all know, the objective was to pull the talented chartered accountants who is sitting somewhere, but somehow public doesn't know. Somehow society doesn't know. My objective was to bring them on the platform, give them the opportunity for ERC, because this ERC is yours, not mine. I came here to work for 1 year, and likewise, every chairman will come for the 1 year. So this is the trust. We are the trustee. We are not the owner of this institute. You all are the owners. So this is my objective, and it is being fulfilled very well. We have targeted 300 chartered accountants in this Golden Charcha seminars, and I wish my EIRC, my state in India, become a talent pool, where from we can export our talent to outside. Interstate transaction कर सके हम लोग. This was the objective, and thank you, Chimpu ji. Thank you all persons who are associated with this movement. You have all created revolutions, and I am so happy that once I will complete my journey as chairman, I will be happy that at least I could try to bring 300 chartered accountants on the platform to set their skills, to express themselves. And if God wish, this program will continue in the year to come also, and I will also request the chairman to come. They don't discontinue and continue this program every year, every day, every week. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks a lot. Over to organizer Chimpu Agarwal.
Thank you, Chairman sir. Today's speaker is MOUSHIKHA SARKAR. Topic is from compliance CA to strategic finance partner, the next evolution. So special address आज का है कि shift from compliance to strategic advisory. Advisory service you can implement immediately using financial insights for better client decision and support. CA MOUSHIKHA SARKAR is a young, dynamic, practicing chartered accountant known for her proficiency in financial management and proven ability to identify business inefficiencies and implement solutions to improve profitability. She has completed the certificate course on content audit of bank and holds the BCom honors degree from Calcutta University. She is presently the partner of MS Vivek Mittal and Associate, a chartered accountant from having 9 branches all over India, along with a branch of Kolkata. She has rendered professional service to clients from manufacturing, trading, and service sector. Area specialized strategic financial management for business owners, statutory branch audit of bank, ASM report for bank, due diligence for bank, concurrent audit of bank. Also, he support internal audit of restatement, subcontractor, hospital, college, school, forensic, and agent. Statutory audit of private limited companies, compliance, income tax, TDS, GST, ROC, incorporation of private limited companies and establishing operation procedure. She is a registered career counselor of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. So I request our today's speaker, CA MOUSHIKHA SARKAR, to start the today's session. Over to MOUSHIKHA ji.
Thank you so much, Mr. Agarwal, and thank you, Vishnu sir, for such warm welcome. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. I am MOUSHIKHA SARKAR, a practicing chartered accountant. So over the years, while working closely with businesses, I have realized that compliance keeps businesses running, but financial clarity helps a business survive and grow. So today my work is focused on helping promoters and leadership teams understand the story behind their numbers, anticipate the risk early, and take financially sound business decisions. My interest lies strongly in strategic finance, decision support, and using technology integrated with AI to make finance more meaningful for businesses. And that is exactly what I'm going to talk about today. So now, starting with the evolution part, before I start, I would just like to mention that I understand that all of you here are way more experienced and knowledgeable than me. But I am here to share my part of the story. Now,
Madam, can I
talking
take you
about
1 minute?
yes, sir.
Madam, today we are listener. Today we are coming here to learn from you because you are the expert. Maybe we are expert in different line, but this line is your expertise. Hence, you are our master. You are our senior. So please
That is
continue.
very
We are
nice
just
of you,
learning
sir.
from you.
That is very nice of you. Thank you. Thank you. So, talking about the evolution phase of us CAs from compliance CA to strategic finance partner, we'll firstly talk about our profession. So the CA profession is standing at a very interesting crossroad right now, not because compliance is going away. Compliance is not going away. But because compliance alone is no longer enough to make us indispensable. So this means that compliance is not going away, but really if we want ourselves to become indispensable, then we cannot just stick with compliances. Clients today do not struggle with filing. They struggle with running businesses in uncertainty. That is the biggest struggle for clients these days. So now talking about the data. Data is available everywhere. We all know. You will find data anywhere if the entry is correct. But now software also, we have wonderful softwares generating wonderful reports. AI drafts interpretations. You can draft a notice, you can draft a letter, you can draft a reply using AI. You can make reconciliations. You can automate all the repetitive tasks using AI. You can use Google App Script to send emails and various other things you can do using AI. But still, the clients, the customers, they are still feeling confused. They still feel risk exposed, cash stressed, and directionless at times. So that is where the strategic finance CA emerges. Okay. So here we start with the phases of us as CAs. The phase one we'll talk about was the compliance era. The compliance era was where we have built credibility through accuracy, through law knowledge, through documentation discipline. We have to respect this phase. We cannot dismiss it, and we should not dismiss it, because the compliance era has built the reputation of our profession. Accuracy meaning you must have listened, like this is very common ki CA certified hai to sahi hai. लॉ नॉलेज अच्छा है, इसके बारे में पता करना है तो आप अपने सीए से बात कर लीजिए. This is the credibility that we have built in the compliance era. Documentation, how is document discipline relevant? Paper CA के पास होगा. So this is all the credibility that we have built is in the compliance era. Then from the compliance era, we have moved on to reporting and system era, wherein a lot of ERP implementations have come in, automations have come in, and standard MIS, customized ERP implementations have also come in. In this era, the reports and reporting have increased vastly, but understanding of the reports haven't. We as CAs, I'm not talking about the CAs, but understanding of the reports from the other side have not increased. So then we have shifted to the strategic finance era. What in this era? In this era, the clients want interpretation, scenario thinking. Risk signals forward visibility. So earlier we told clients what happened. Now the clients want to know what is going to happen. Forecasting. The clients are very much concerned about their planning, their forecasting, what is going to happen. So they are not sticking to just what has happened or already happened. Now, what exactly in this? This was the past to present, the compliance era where we have built the credibility, then the reporting area wherein we have seen all the kind of reports which is still going on with the credibility, of course, to the strategic finance era, wherein the clients demand, they demand forecast. So what exactly is strategic finance? Let's make it crystal clear. To make it crystal clear, I'll break it into 4 pillars. The first pillar is cash flow intelligence. So cash flow intelligence is knowing where cash is coming from and where it is going. So we have to let the client know where the cash is coming from and where it is going. Instead of only checking profit, we help clients understand, will money be available when needed? Where is cash getting stuck? When can shortages happen? Profit definitely shows performance, but cash shows survival. So we all know, we as CAs, we know that profit is not equals to liquidity. And growth can actually destroy cash. So an example I'll give, you will see a growing company, suddenly like when it is in a growing stage, it starts making profits, and then the cash stress begins, GST pressure begins, vendor delays also happen. Why is it so? Because profit is not equals to liquidity. And cash problems, they never appear suddenly, they build silently. So this was the first pillar, that is cash flow intelligence. We need our client to be aware of the cash flows. The second pillar is decision support. You don't decide for your client. You are not going to decide for your client, but you will have to model the consequences. That what are the consequences? What if this happens? What if that happens? So here we need to help our clients take better decisions, business decisions. We help clients think before they act. Can they afford an expansion? Is loan safe right now? Is pricing correct? We help clients see the financial result of decisions before they take them. So this happens in the decision support pillar. Then we have a third pillar, that is risk early warning. What does this mean? This actually means that we have to spot the problems early before they become very big. Now we track patterns and warning signals like customers taking longer to pay, costs slowly increasing, stock not moving. These are all warning signals. So our job is to spot before the fire starts. Our job is to spot the smoke before the fire starts. Like we can also talk about the debtor stretch trend, margin compression trend, or say the expense rigidity. How rigid is your expense? Now the fourth pillar. Let's talk about the fourth and the most important pillar, that is business communication. Herein, we translate numbers to decisions, not technical terms, not complicated ratios. We cannot talk about technical terms here, and we cannot talk about complicated ratios here. What we have to explain is what is happening, anything that is happening in the business, why it matters, what should be done next. So everything from the start till the end, you have to guide your client. Because numbers are present everywhere, as I have mentioned, data is present everywhere. Reports also, you have wonderful softwares generating wonderful reports. But the interpretation that AI, yes, AI is fast, but it doesn't know the risk appetite of your client. So you have to explain it to your client as per your knowing your client. So what is happening, why it matters, and what should be done next. So you have to model the consequences. Since you are not deciding for your client, but you at least have to let your client know about what are the consequences of each and every act. If the client cannot understand it, it is of no value. So that's why I mentioned ki no technical terms used, no complicated ratios to be used is the fourth and the very important pillar, wherein we are just communicating about the business to the client. For example, we do not say the EBITDA margin has reduced, but rather we prefer saying at current trend, working capital stress may start within 4 to 5 months. So now what can CAs immediately start doing? So we can start, many of you are already doing, but we right now, if you have not started, we can generally start with insight-based MIS, which won't be just numbers, which will add the trend notes, which will add the risk notes, and which will add, of course, the action suggestions, because that is important. So we can just start off with that, because now if we are dealing with only numbers, we have various options. We have AI helping us now, and not letting AI take over our positions, but rather leveraging AI would be the best option that we can choose to. So we can add trend notes, we can add risk notes and action suggestions, of course. Now the next level that we can go beyond this is cash visibility framework. What can we do here is that we take a rolling period of 3 months and decide the receipts and analyze, not decide actually, analyze the receipts realism, the payment behavior, and stress trigger points. Each and every businesses have trigger points, stress trigger points. It's very important to analyze them. What is impacting, when it is impacting, what are the consequences again? So analyzing these can be the next level to which we can jump. Then the final level which we can create an impact is the decision supporting with notes. Like before major business moves, any kind of major business move, we must mention to them the best case in such move. Like if a business is planning to expand in maybe trading of motor vehicles expansion, so we must give them the best case example of such expansion. Then we must give them a base case example of such expansion, and we must also give them a stress case example of such expansion. So the client, the party must know what are the consequences, what is the best that can happen, what is the normal that can happen, and what is the worst that can happen. Because promoters, they don't fear bad news, but promoters actually fear stress news. And cash stress is something definitely everyone fears. So now shifting our mindset, maybe to some extent, like from not thinking just as a return processor or a report generator, to start thinking like a business observer, pattern reader, consequence forecaster. Consequence forecaster is again what our clients expect these days. Because the clients, they are not just concerned with the return filings these days. With competition and with the evolving technology, with evolving AI, the clients are no more concerned about just the filings these days. They are very much concerned about what is going to happen in the future. What are the consequences of each and every action they perform, or the business decisions that they take, each and every consequence of that. So now we must start thinking like a business observer, a pattern reader, and a consequence forecaster. Now, software will always be faster than us, and so will AI be. Now, AI integrating with software will be much faster than us. We must accept that, and it's better to accept that because we are going to leverage that. Because softwares along with AIs, even if integrated everywhere, will never understand the promoter's fear, the promoter's behavior, or the risk appetite of the promoter. That only human intervention can understand and realize. So we must leverage the use of integrating like software, AI, everything, and create our picture as the strategic finance partner of every business. Now, the future of our profession will not be decided by technology. So the future of our profession will not be decided by technology or AI. It will be decided by how much we choose to think beyond compliance. If we are going to keep ourselves only to compliance or only to reporting, we will lag behind somewhere at some point of time with the emerging technologies. So also the CA who survives this automation will not be the one who is working hard or very hard, but the one who understands business deeper. So the business knowledge, diving deep into business is of most importance. Because we as CAs, we can definitely, we of course must respect the compliance era, the compliance phase, and we must stick to that because we have to comply, keep the company compliant, keep the promoters compliant, keep everyone compliant. But beyond that, we must have to accept the automation and create our picture into a bigger picture, that is strategic finance partners. And that transition has already started. Now, let me just distinguish strategic partners from CFOs or virtual CFOs, because this sounds like maybe the CFO also might be performing the same functions. But yes, there is a difference. The difference, I will firstly try to tell you the difference in a short example. So if the business is a car, CFO drives the car, virtual CFO drives the car remotely, but the strategic finance CA sits beside the promoter and tells him, this road leads to profit, that road leads to cash stress or is a stress road. So that is the only difference and the major distinguishing part between virtual CFOs, and a strategic finance CA. Also, like if you are a strategic finance CA, you are working towards the thought and direction of the business. However, the virtual CFO or CFOs, they are contributing to the execution and control. Decision clarity is being thought of and being provided by the strategic finance CA, who is working as a third party, of course. CFO or the virtual CFO is the finance management. They are not a third party. Now, strategic finance CA, they are advisory heavy. Operations plus advisory is for CFO or virtual CFO. The major point is that strategic finance CAs are a thought leader for promoters. But CFOs, virtual CFOs, they are the finance management for the business. I'm not trying to replace CFOs or virtual CFOs because the work is entirely different. The work is entirely different. The thought process is entirely different. We as parties are different because we are completely, the strategic finance CA is completely a different third party who is just helping the business grow. Not just helping the business run, but yes, helping the business grow. So that's all I wanted to bring into the picture, a new thought that I had in mind. which is about the strategic finance partner. So compliance CAs to strategic partner CAs, strategic finance partner CAs, the next evolution. Thank you. I'll hand over it to our respected coordinator.
मैडम क्या अपना सेशन और कुछ नहीं बोलने का क्या?
नहीं, I think I have covered everything that I had for today.
Is there any question from participation?
I think we must take questions now.
हाँ, एक है, एक आप क्वेश्चन आंसर देख पा रही है मैडम?
चैट में है क्या?
हाँ,
मैं देख लेती हूँ. नहीं, ओपन क्वेश्चंस तो कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है.
नहीं, एक कोटेशन टाइप का है, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट वुड नॉट बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय एआई.
Okay, I think this is just a quote. I think इन्होंने mention किया है कि chartered accountants won't be replaced by AI, but those who use AI will replace those who don't. Right, rightly said, Soham. So definitely we won't be replaced by AI, as I have already mentioned that AI हमें replace तो कर नहीं सकती, because of course वो fast है and we are accepting that AI technology सारे काफी fast है हमसे, but जो थॉट प्रोसेस है, जो ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन है, वो तो बिहेवियरल पैटर्न्स को एनालाइज करने के लिए लगेगा ही. एंड वी शैल बी द एडवाइजर्स. आवर फोरकास्टिंग इज टू बिकम द एडवाइजर्स.
एग्जैक्टली, मतलब सिर्फ कंप्लायंस वर्क में कुछ नहीं, आने वाला दिन में एडवाइजरी, स्पेशलाइजेशन, बिजनेस को बेनिफिट कैसे दे सकते हैं,
बिल्कुल.
उसकी नीड्स क्या है.
कंप्लायंस वही है कि आपके बिजनेस को रन करने के लिए तो मैंडेटरी है, वो करना ही है, लेकिन अगर ग्रो करना है तो एडवाइजरी है फॉर बिजनेस ग्रोथ आल्सो.
So I think there is no any question from participation or queries about the today's topic. Thank you मौशिका सरकार जी. आपने अपना बिजी शेड्यूल से काफी समय निकाला और आज के सेशन के लिए टाइम दिया. और आज का आपका टॉपिक था कि फ्रॉम कंप्लायंस सीए टू स्ट्रेटेजिक फाइनेंशियल पार्टनर द नेक्स्ट इवोल्यूशन. बात सही है कि खाली अपने सिर्फ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द स्टेटरीज अगर पूरा कर रहे हैं, या उनके जो कंप्लायंसेस है, आरओसीज, स्टेट ऑडिट, जीएसटीज खाली, तो क्लाइंट का क्या है कि मोनोटोनस वर्क जाएगा, क्लाइंट को लगेगा कि ये उसके ऊपर बर्डन है, उससे वो कोई बेनिफिटेड नहीं हो रहा. सिर्फ सरकारी कंप्लायंस जो है वही पूरा हो. अगर
राइट. और सबसे बड़ी बात कि अभी टेक्नोलॉजी और एआई के साथ साथ इतना सारा रेपिटेटिव टास्क ऑटोमेट हो जा रहा है कि फिर हमारा नीड ना खत्म हो जाएगा अगर सिर्फ हम लोग कंप्लायंस करते रहे.
एग्जैक्टली.
तो
उसके साथ साथ उसका बिजनेस का क्या जरूरत है, उसका नेचर ऑफ बिजनेस क्या है,
बिल्कुल उस पे वर्क करना बहुत जरूरी है.
वो कहाँ से बेनिफिटेड होगा, उसका कॉस्ट कटिंग में हेल्प करना, उसका बिजनेस इंप्रूव करना, क्लाइंटेज उसके हेल्प मदद करना, अगर वो बढ़ेगा तो अपने भी बढ़ेंगे.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
तो धन्यवाद मैडम
जी. आई थिंक एक किसी का मिस्टर अमित शर्मा का कोई क्वेरी है. Suggest some practical ways as to how one can move from moving from compliance to becoming strategic partner to our clients. Okay, so this was the first as I was mentioning that how we can level up the first stage wherein practically अगर मैं mention करूँ तो आप जब compliance करते हैं अपने client का, तो आपको numbers पता होती है clients की, डेटा है आपके पास. अभी वो डेटा को आप सिर्फ अगर फॉर्म फाइल करके छोड़ देते हैं तो फिर वो वहीं पे खत्म हो गया, कंप्लायंस जॉब खत्म. लेकिन अगर आपको स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनर बनना है तो आपको उस नंबर्स के साथ उसी क्लाइंट को समझाना पड़ेगा कि उनका उस नंबर्स का फोरकास्टिंग क्या है, उस नंबर से आने वाले दिन में उनको क्या क्या फेस करना पड़ सकता है, व्हाट आर द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस. मतलब हमें उनको हमारा पूरा मॉडल कॉन्सिक्वेंस बेस्ड ही है. क्लाइंट को ये समझाना है कि अगर आपका क्रेडिटर आज के डेट में इतना है और डेटर इतना है, स्टॉक इतना है, तो आपका वर्किंग कैपिटल कैसे इफेक्ट हो रहा है. या फिर आपको शायद आपका अगर क्रेडिट पीरियड कितना है, 90 डेज का है, डेटर्स का आपको पैसा आ रहा है 120 डेज में, तो आप कैसे मैनेज करेंगे. तो ये आपको अप्रोच लेना होगा, क्लाइंट के पास जाके आपको उसको समझाना होगा, बोलना होगा, ताकि क्लाइंट also understands that, okay, you are concerned about the client's business. And you are not just doing the compliance part. आप उसका business भी देख रहे हो. आप उसके साथ हो उसके business को grow करने के लिए. ये client को realize करना भी बहुत जरूरी है.
एग्जैक्टली मतलब व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ बिजनेस, उसकी बिजनेस की जरूरत क्या है, उसका एक्स्ट्रा स्टॉक नहीं है, उसने कहीं ज्यादा क्रेडिटर्स लायबिलिटी खड़ी नहीं हो, उस पे बैंक का लोन ज्यादा नहीं हो, उस पे
राइट
इंटरेस्ट
राइट
कॉस्ट सेविंग है, फाइनेंशियल
इक्विटी
कॉस्ट है।
इक्विटी एंड लोन डाइल्यूशन कैसा है, सब कुछ सारा कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट है. मतलब आपका बैलेंस शीट अगर बन गया है तो वो बना है, बैंकेबल भी है कि नहीं, लोन आपको मिलेगा भी कि नहीं, वो भी बहुत जरूरी है. मतलब हमें बस इतना ध्यान रखना है कि हम अगर कंप्लायंस कर भी रहे हैं तो हम अपने वर्क को कंप्लायंस तक लिमिट करके ना रखें कि कंप्लायंस हो गया, इस साल का फाइलिंग कर दिया तो क्लाइंट का और कोई मतलब क्लाइंट से और कुछ बताना नहीं है या बोलना नहीं है, बस फॉर्म पकड़ा दिया या रिसीट्स चालान्स पकड़ा दिया क्लाइंट को. तो हमें क्लाइंट को उसके बाद भी रिपोर्ट देनी है कि आपका मैंने देखा कि कंप्लायंस में ऐसा ऐसा आपका फिगर्स था, जिसका मतलब ये आ रहा है कि ये कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस आपके साथ हो सकता है. तभी क्लाइंट को भी कहीं ना कहीं इंटरेस्ट आएगा कि अच्छा ठीक है.
एग्जैक्टली मैंने अपने पर्सनल क्लाइंटों के साथ भी फील किया है कि अगर उसको अपने एक्स्ट्रा एडवाइस देते हैं कहाँ से उसके बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट हो सकता है, उसी फंड में वो बेटर कैसे अपना बिजनेस को चला सकता है, तो ये सब हेल्प
बिल्कुल
करती है अपनी फीस को बढ़ाने के लिए भी, और उसको फील कराने के अपने कितने इंपॉर्टेंट है उसके लिए।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. देखिए ऐसे भी हम सब साथ में ही ग्रो कर सकते हैं. अगर हम
एग्जैक्टली
क्लाइंट के बिजनेस को ग्रो नहीं करवाएंगे तो फिर अपना ग्रोथ भी वी कैन नॉट थिंक ऑफ.
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली।
एंड
तो
क्लाइंट्स भी वही चाहते हैं, दे आर ऑल्सो सेटिस्फाइड व्हेन उनका बिजनेस ग्रो करे हमारे हेल्प से.
तो थैंक यू मैडम, आज का सेशन काफी अच्छा था।
थैंक्स टू
एंड
यू.
आपने काफी कुछ बताया कि क्या क्या टूल्स है, कैसे उसको यूज करेंगे, फर्दर कैसे उसको आगे बढ़ाएंगे। एंड थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग फॉर द सेशन, एंड थैंक यू द पार्टिसिपेशन फॉर पेशेंट हेयरिंग एंड लिसनिंग। So we now close our today's sessions. Thank you, madam.
थैंक यू एवरीवन. थैंक यू.